Hi, welcome to Live at 12:05. My name is Sheila Williams-Morales, and I am the Registrar at the Isle of Wight County Museum. And today we're going to be talking about the silver coins in our collection. So these are reales. This is Spanish currency. They would have used it in the Spanish colonies as well. And before I get into the history of this coin, I kind of want to go over what's actually on them, because it does reveal something about what was going on during the colonial times. So on the front, we have a portrait of the King Charles III of Spain. Over top in Latin, it says Charles III by the grace of God. And at the bottom, we have 1776, which is when this coin was minted. And then on the reverse side, we have the coat of arms of Spain. And this has the arms of the medieval kingdoms that united Spain. Typically, it would have had the royal crown on top, and then the pillars of Hercules flanking the sides, and then a banner saying plus ultra wrapped around them. So the pillars of Hercules is actually a reference to the promontories of the Strait of Gibraltar, and it's also a reference to, of course, the labors of Hercules, how far westward he went on his quest. During the Renaissance, there was a legend that on the pillars of Hercules was the phrase non plus ultra, which means nothing further beyond. And that was to discourage sailors. However, by the age of discovery, Spain would adopt the motto plus ultra and wrap the banner around the pillars. And that was to encourage exploration, since plus ultra means further beyond. On the one we have, I believe it's the abbreviated coat of arms, but it has many of the same features like the shield, the pillars, the crown, and the banner. But what's really interesting is actually the Latin on here. So it says the King of Spain and the Indies, and there's also a tiny M right here, which to me suggests that this was minted in Mexico City. And that's pretty important because the British colonies could not mint their own coins. So there was constant shortages, and so they would have to use Spanish reals. And they were just widely available, and they were just widely circulated because of trade with the West Indies. And they were used in Asia and Africa as well, so this was the first universal currency. There was 1, 2, 4, 8 denominations, and the 8 real piece is referred to as the Spanish dollar. And to make change, they would just cut up a piece of the coin and give it back to you. The British colonies did try to have their own currency. There was the pine tree shilling in Massachusetts in 1652, before the Crown shut that down. And then they passed the Currency Acts of 1751 and 1764, which made it more difficult for the colonists. And so they kept using reales. And then during the Revolutionary War, there was the Continental dollar, but that was more of a promissory note for how many Spanish reales you could get if you were to exchange it. So you don't really see them leave circulation until the Coinage Act of 1857, which made it illegal to use foreign currency as legal tender. So there's definitely a lot of history with these tiny artifacts, so thank you for watching.